Hello, it's Saturday the 30th of September, and in this video I'm going to look at the latest Thunderball result. I'm going to figure out why these numbers came out, and then I'm going to apply the same rules to figure out what's going to come out next on the Thunderball draw. Now, the numbers that came out were 4, 30, 31, 33, 37, Thunderball number 6. The machine used was Excalibur 6. And the set of balls was T2. Now, let's see why these numbers came out. These were the numbers that came out. That's where they were on the chart. You notice they're all spread out along the bottom. Got some of the most frequent numbers and some of the others that are lagging behind. Now this chart summarises all the machines and all sets of balls since the number of Thunderballs went up from 35 to 39. So let's just narrow this down a little bit. You notice these are the Thunderballs. You notice number 12, Thunderball number 12, has not been drawn since draw 2069. And we're now on draw 2021. So that's quite a lot of draws. That's like 50 draws in which number 12 has not been drawn as a Thunderball. Now, given that there's 14 Thunderballs, that means that on average each one should occur once every 14 draws. So 51 draws, or is it 52? I don't know. It's long overdue, basically. But if we narrow it down, so for instance, let's just look at the draw history since draw 2069. Let's have a look at the main numbers. You can see which ones have been more frequent since then and which ones have been lagging behind a bit, which ones are more overdue. And that's what the chart looks like. Main numbers on the left, Thunderball numbers on the right. Now, the two machines that they've been using at the moment are 5 and 6. So this is the chart for those two machines. Okay, that's looking at the chart for the entire draw history of having 39 main numbers for those two machines. So you can see in draw 2120, this is where the numbers were that came out in draw 2021, and so this is what the chart looks like now. Not much change. Let's narrow it down even further. Notice the current trend is machines 5 and 6 and sets of balls 1 to 4. So if we narrow it down to sets of balls 1 to 4, now the chart looks like this. And as you can see why 12's currently the most overdue number, because we're only using these two machines and these 4 sets of balls. And on the chart for those two machines and those 4 sets of balls, number 12 isn't really all that overdue. In fact, the most overdue number now looks like number 8. So that's what the chart looks like now. Before the last draw, it looked like this. And this is where the winning numbers were. So if you'd have guessed to pick those numbers from this chart, then you would have won. That's where they were. I think I predicted that one of these numbers would come out, and 33 did come out. I'm pretty sure I predicted that when I looked at this chart, but obviously predicting that one of 5 numbers out of 39 is going to come out, it's not really all that great. I mean, there's only a 1 in 8 chance that I would be right, and I was right. I didn't say which number would come out though. So that's what the chart looks like now. Not much change there. 31 dropped down from up there. You can see on this chart, 31 was the closest to the top right corner, so it was the most overdue for its frequency on this chart, the chart for these 2 machines and these 4 sets of balls. So now let's just ignore which sets of balls we look at and just look at the machine that we used, which was number 6, and see where these numbers were on that chart. That's where they were, and that's where the rest of the numbers were. I think it set of ball number 2. Yes, it was. Right, okay, let's just look at the chart for set of balls number 2. Ignoring which machine we look at, we're looking at the entire draw history. In fact, let's look at the entire draw history for the Thunderball. So right from the beginning, any machine, set of balls number 2, this is the chart for just the Thunderballs. Number 6, most overdue. Least frequent, but most overdue. So maybe the reason why Thunderball number 6 came out and not the most overdue, which is number 12 at the moment, the reason why number 6 came out is because it was set of balls number 2 that was used, and number 6 hasn't come out since draw 1798. That's where it was on this chart, and that's where it is now. So that might be why Thunderball number 6 came out. So let's look at the chart for Thunderball number 6. Okay, so we just need to look at the main numbers. We'll only look as far back as when there's been 39 main numbers. So looking at just the relevant draw history. Okay, that's the chart for Thunderball number 6. That's where these numbers are now, and that's where they were before the last draw. So if you'd picked these numbers from this chart, you would have won. That's where the rest of the numbers were. I wouldn't have picked those numbers. If I were looking at this chart, I would have gone for the one that's closest to the top right, or the most overdue, or the most frequent. So it seems a little bit counterintuitive. Now let's just look at a combination of machine number 6 and Thunderball number 6. That's where the numbers were. All in a neat little column. Quite unpredictable. That's what the chart looks like now. All those numbers in one square at the bottom of the chart. So it seems to me like it was because set of balls number 2 was used that Thunderball number 6 came out. And if we look at the chart for machine number 6, before the last draw, that's what it looked like. If we look at just the 4 sets of balls that are being used at the moment, once again you can see there's 31. So for these 4 sets of balls and machine number 6, 31. Very outstanding, most overdue for its frequency on that chart. So if we'd have looked at this chart, we could have predicted that number 31 would come out. Could have predicted that quite easily. That's the number I would have picked if I'd looked at this chart. So if I look at the chart for number 31, let's see where the other numbers are on this chart. Some of these more frequent ones, 33 most overdue. So now that we've looked at some of the reasons why, or some of the possible reasons why these numbers came out, let's try to predict what's going to happen next. So where do we start? Well, if we look at just the 4 sets of balls that are being used at the moment, this is the chart for machine number 6. You can see Thunderball number 8 by far the most overdue on this chart. If we look at the entire draw history, because there's always been 14 Thunderballs, it's the same on that. So for machine number 6, Thunderball number 8. Now for machine number 5, obviously number 12, most overdue for its frequency. So which do we go for? Well, I'm guessing best choice at the moment, looking at the entire draw history on this chart, the most overdue number 12, probably the best one to go for. Because number 8's there, a bit more frequent, but number 12 very overdue. So you could pick number 12. Now if you want some good numbers to pick with number 12, what you could do is not necessarily narrow it down to a particular machine or a particular set of balls, but if you're wanting to pick main numbers to go with number 12 as your Thunderball number. See, this is a chart for the main numbers. Now if we just look at the main numbers that came out when number 12 has been a Thunderball before, that's what the chart looks like now. So if you're going to have Thunderball number 12, you might want to have main number 4. Even though it came out in the last draw, main number 4 is the most overdue number on the chart for Thunderball number 12. So if you pick Thunderball number 12, you want to have main number 4. Now if you're having main number 4, you can pick numbers from this chart, which is the chart for the combination of main number 4 and Thunderball number 12. You can see there's the most overdue in this column. Those numbers are the most overdue, these are the most frequent, and that's where basically the rest of the numbers are. So what you could do also is just look at main number 4. These are the numbers, the other numbers paired with main number 4. So you could have perhaps the most overdue, such as 27, because there's two numbers equally overdue, but number 27 is a little bit more frequent with number 4, so you could have that one. So maybe we should narrow it down as well and just look at the 4 sets of balls that are currently being used. So you can see there number 27, definitely a good choice. We've made number 4. And what else have we got? Looking at Thunderball number 12 again. That's where the numbers are on the chart for that number and just these 4 sets of balls. If we look at the chart for number 27, oh, definitely 18, outstanding. So those 4 sets of balls, number 27 and 18 together, overdue and frequent. So what we could do also is, let's just narrow it down even further to the 2 machines that are being used at the moment. And if we do that, looking at these 2 machines, these 4 sets of balls, this is what the chart looks like now. So we've got 32 most frequent and quite overdue. If we look, most overdue for its frequency, closest to that top right corner is 22. So there you have it. A combination of numbers based on what we know, based on, you know, the kind of reasons that we can see why the numbers that have occurred in the past have occurred together. If we apply the same rules to these charts that we've just been looking at, and this is what I've just come up with, this little combination. Now I could have gone a lot of different ways. I could have looked at different charts, picked different numbers from different charts. There's a lot of charts to look at. I mean, you've got 2 machines, you've got 4 sets of balls, then you've got the individual numbers, and then the numbers paired with those numbers. There's so many different ways to go. You could end up with a lot of different combinations. But in this video, you've seen how I arrived at this combination. So if you think it's a good little set of numbers to bet on, then by all means bet on them, the same as what I'm doing. So I'm only going to waste £1 in this draw. I've not won anything in the last draw. I spent about £9 and didn't win anything, so that would have wasted time. So I'm just going to put £1 on this combination and hopefully I'll win something. Maybe I'll win my money back what I've lost in the last few draws, hopefully. So good luck with your choice of numbers, and I hope that this video helps you to pick some winning numbers. I hope you've enjoyed looking at these very interesting charts. So remember to subscribe so you get the next video straight away. Hopefully you'll see it in time for the draw that it's in the run up to, and hopefully it'll help you pick winning numbers. So that's it for now.